Windows and doors make you money.
This is Elegant Homes with Don Reilly. Each week, get expert advice from Don Reilly that's straightforward, making sure you're not taken advantage of. Powered by CFI and by Marshall Chevrolet in Carrollton, Kentucky.
Welcome to Elegant Homes. I'm your host, Don Reilly, where we make every home elegant, one home at a time. It's that time of year, and I'm sure you're thinking about winter. It's coming fast, and we're almost into October, and people are starting to worry about those old doors. And I love talking about this subject because doors are the biggest culprit for air infiltration, and most people don't realize if you have one crack, inch, crevice, or hole in your door, you could lose basically 35 to 45% out of every $100 you spend on your gas and electric bill every month, or spend on your gas and electric bill every month. So the thing I love to tell people is doors. No one likes to sell doors because they're such a pain in the rear when it comes to putting doors in. If you don't measure a door right and it don't fit, well, guess what? You can't return it. So a lot of these companies out there have what we call boneyard of doors sitting in their warehouses or out in their back of their showrooms. And the problem is if you're not measuring the door properly and making sure you're within a 1/16 of an inch of that opening, you got yourself a door that you're going to have to eat. And I tell people doors don't taste very good. They're not a tasty treat. So if you order a door, make sure whoever your installer is, that you install and measure that door properly, because you can have the best door in the country. People say, well, what's the best door? Is that a Pella? Is that an Anderson? Is that a Thermo-Tru? What is the best door? The best door is whatever in your mind you think that best door is. So I tell people, Thermo-Tru makes a really nice door. I sell Thermo-Tru, super nice door. We sell Pella doors. We sell Anderson doors. I even have some Marvin doors that we can get our hands on. But here's the thing. I always steer the customer down the road that they want to travel. If they want a Marvin door, I'll sell them a Marvin door. If they want a Pella door, we'll sell them a Pella door. The nice thing about our installation and service for doors is it's start to finish. So we would actually come out, visit you at your home. We would measure the door, find out the door style or color that you want, and then we would actually send our certified installer out. He's going to get what we call preliminary measurements, and we're going to measure within a 1/16 of an inch of that opening from top to bottom. And basically we're going to square that opening up, and we're going to make sure that door fits in there nice and plumb. And once that door is installed, then we take what we call a foam insulation, or we can use what we call a Pink Panther insulation, and we're going to seal that door all the way around. We're going to take a spackle knife, and we're going to push insulation all the way around that door. We'll get it nice and full, that cavity filled up with that insulation all the way around. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put some sealant on it. So we'll take some sealant and we'll put sealant all the way around that opening. And then we'll put your casing back on. Now, once the casing is on, we'll shoot that in with a nail gun. And or we'll hand nail it, depending on the installer. I personally like to hand nail it. I think it doesn't shoot a nail as far. It doesn't crack or splinter the trim. So me personally, I'm going to basically drill a little pilot hole with my drill. I'm going to take a penny nail, and I'm going to nail that into the door, and I'm going to do 3 or 4 of those on each side of that trim, make sure it's nice and secure. And then once the trim is on, then I'm actually going to take a 50-year silicone caulk, and I'm going to lay a nice bead all the way around that door, so that way no air infiltration can get in that door and cause you any problems down the road. And it's going to save you money, because doors that are buttoned up get no air infiltration, and they can literally save you thousands of dollars. Because like I said, if you have one window that has a crack, crevice, or hole in it, it's like trying to heat your house with a brick out of your wall. And that is no fun, folks. I don't know if you've ever taken a brick out of your wall and tried to heat your house. It's no fun. You lose thousands of dollars. So, and I'm just teasing, but I'm just being realistic with you. If you have a door that does have a crack, crevice, or hole, that's like trying to heat the house up with a brick out. And if you have multiple doors, here's the bad news. The bad news is it's like trying to heat your house with multiple bricks out. So now if you have 6 doors that have 1 inch crack, crevice, or hole in them, and there's 6 openings, you might as well take 6 bricks out of your wall and try to heat your house with those 6 bricks out. That's what you're doing. So that's just an illustration. So every wall has an R factor. Your R factors usually on the walls are anywhere from 13 to 40, depending on whoever built your home, what insulation factor they actually put on the house. So what I like to tell people, you can use what we call a radiometer, and it's just a little gun, and you can stick it against the wall, and it actually give you the temperature of the thermal break between your outside wall and your inside wall. I have a radiometer I carry it everywhere with me, and I stick it up against windows quite often when I'm replacing windows, and I might look at that radiometer, and it might say 13. So that means that window that I'm actually pointing that to, it might be 40 degrees outside, 60 degrees inside, and that thermal break is 13 in between those two numbers. Now your wall, if it's heavily insulated, I might take that same gun and point it towards your drywall and fire it off. It's just a little laser beam. And what it is, it's going to give me a higher rating on the R factor because you remember you got drywall, insulation, and then drywall. So from outside to in, let's say the same temperature, 40 degrees on the outside, 60 degrees on the inside. Instead of being 13 like the window because that was glass, we got a complete wall system. So we might be at 45, we might be at 46, but that's going to tell me that that wall is heavily insulated. Now, let's shift to windows. If that wall's at a 45, I want a window in there that's at least 40 to 50 on the R rating because now we have a window wall unit. Same things with doors. If I point the radiometer to the door, in between the jamb and the door, and it has an R rating of 22, well, then I'm going to make sure that door matches the R rating on the wall. So that means if the door is less, then I'm going to have to pull that door out, either insulate really good or I'm going to put a new door in. 9 times out of 10, when you take that old door out, you're going to find broken trim. You're going to find damaged parts inside the door. It's going to be really hard to put it back in. So I tell people a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, you're better off to replace the door. And if we put a window, wall, door system in your house, and I mean good insulation in your walls, top in Anderson, Marvin, Pella door, heavily insulated, fiberglass, steel, wood, depending on what style you like, and then we put Marvin or Pella windows in there, you have a complete window wall system. Now you can save 65 to 70% out of every $100 you spend on your gas and electric bill every month, and you will see a true savings. Here's the thing that most people don't realize about our business. You can put the most spectacular kitchen in the world. You can spend $100,000 on a kitchen. Guess what? Saves you $0. Now, it does help you sell when you go to sell the house. But the kitchens don't make you money. Guess what? Windows and doors make you money. And what I mean by that, let me say it again. Windows and doors make you money. Because if you have a good window and a good door and a good insulation in your walls, that becomes a window wall system. That system creates air infiltration from coming inside your house. Guess what? Ding, 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 ding. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. That means you have no air infiltration coming in. That saves you and your family dollars. So now you can put more money in kids' funds for college, and you can also save for car or whatever you want to do, but that will save you money. So just think about it. The average household spends between $100 to $200 a month on gas and electric. If I could stick $60 of that back in your pocket, you're a winner, winner, chicken dinner. So, and I'm teasing when I say that, but that's literally the truth. You can save with good windows and doors literally thousands of dollars. Now, they will cost you thousands of dollars to put them in, but they do pay for themselves over time, and they keep paying for themselves, unlike a kitchen or a bathroom or a basement. Don't get me wrong. I love to walk into a house and see a beautiful kitchen with granite countertops and nice, dovetail drawers and just beautiful backsplash. That's great. Bathroom, love to see a beautiful bathroom with marble tiles and a porcelain sink and porcelain toilet. That's great. Looks beautiful, but it saves you no money. So I just like to tell buyers beware. If you button up your house with your windows and your doors. Now, here's another big thing that's huge in the marketplace right now. is these companies that come in and blow insulation in your walls. I tell people, be careful with that, because here's the problem. If I blow insulation in your wall and you have plumbing in your wall and that plumbing busts, well, guess what? I got to tear all that insulation out to get to that pipe. So now you just made this life really hard on yourself. Now, if I put a R19 or R22 in the wall, which is just a pink insulation, that will be real easy to take out, fix the pipe, and put back. That's the only problem I don't like. Now, it does give you a big R factor. If I spray your whole cavity 16 on center and I spray that whole center with insulation foam, you're going to get a big R factor rating on that wall. But I'd say it's not a good thing to do. If you're trying to heat a basement up, or if you got a cold basement, it's a great idea. But if you got a bathroom there, keep your foam away from the plumbing, because you want to make sure that, if you ever have any issues, you want to be able to get to the plumbing. Make sure you do your homework and your due diligence, and don't put it by a bathroom or areas where there's plumbing or electrical, because if something goes wrong, it's going to be very hard to get to. But back to doors. Doors, number one cause in the country for air infiltration. Windows, number one cause in the country for air infiltration. Those two culprits work together to cost you money in your home. So folks, do yourself a favor. Make sure you check your windows and your doors before winter gets here. I'm Don Reilly. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. One of the things I like to talk about is my guys over at CFI. They are some of the best when it comes to carpet installation, linoleum, ceramic, maybe even you need that new tile or hardwood in your home. These guys are the best. I always recommend CFI because they do a quality installation and they always show up on time, and they're always very courteous to me and my wife at our home. If you're looking for some of the best guys in the installation business, look no further than CFI. These guys are the best. You can reach them at cfiinstallation.com. Once again, that's cfiinstallation.com. Also, you got to stop out and see Rob and the gang out there at Marshall Chevrolet. These guys are great. If you're looking for that new Equinox, maybe that new Chevy Silverado or Trailblazer, stop out and see Rob and the gang out there at Marshall Chevrolet. They'll really hook you up. They got a great service team. They'll get you in, roll you out, and make sure that you tell them Don Reilly with Elegant Homes sent you.
It's the Elegant Homes Podcast with Don Reilly, powered by CFI for all your flooring needs. CFIinstallation.com and by Marshall Chevrolet in Carrollton, Kentucky.
Welcome back to Elegant Homes. I'm your host, Don Reilly. We've been talking about doors, and I don't know if you got one of those basement doors that you've always had a problem with. I mean, we all got them, whether it's a French door or a sliding patio door that you can't get open. You got to get the WD-40 out and spray it in the track to try to get that sucker open. You just can't get it, and you just keep pulling, and finally you just say, I'm done. I'm buying a new door. Well, that's where we come in. So Elegant Homes, we love replacing those basement doors because I've seen so many customers try to do little tricks to make the door work, and it never works. So let's talk to you a little bit about vinyl doors, sliding patio doors today. Used to, the old vinyl patio doors had a track system on it that was metal on metal, and it had little wheels on it that would slide back and forth. Well, today we've come so much farther in manufacturing in it on the doors from these plants that make these manufacturers that make the doors. Everything today is, I don't know if you ever had a door that used to get dirt and grime down in the slide patio door. Well, today we have doors that are embossed in rubber. The bottom is embossed so you don't get no dirt inside the track anymore. And everything is on what they call gliders. So these gliders are actually wheels that are built into the bottom of the door, and they're on a track system. So it's easy. You pop that lock in 2 fingers, nice and easy. You open that door. There's no more WD-40, dirt in the track, pulling on that door and trying to get that open. No more of that. Nice, easy, flip the switch, 2 fingers, door opens. And the nice thing as installers, we can get down there and adjust the door to your tensile strength. Now, what I mean by that, when I say tensile strength, if you're 67 years old and you have trouble getting your door open, with our door, we can adjust it to where you can take 2 fingers and just slide that door open to your tensile strength. And if you're a big, strong, healthy young guy and you want it really a little tighter, so we can make it tight to where you can take your hand and just shove it open. So these are things that we can do with these new doors today. And they have little set screws at the bottom of the door. And all we do is stick a screwdriver, a Phillips head screwdriver or a drill, and we just tighten that up to your tensile strength. And what that does is that raises those wheels up or down at the bottom of the door, and that allows that door to glide open and close really nice. And people love that because a lot of times I have a customer put a door in, and they'll say, Don, I'm still having trouble getting this door open. So I'll go back out, take a drill or my Phillips screwdriver, and I'll stick it in there, and I'll say, go ahead, try that, and we'll loosen it. We'll get to where it's comfortable for them to open, and we'll tighten or loosen it as much as we need to. And that's the nice thing about these new doors. The old doors, you couldn't do that. You either stuck, trying to get it open, or you're kicking it, or usually you got mad and just slammed it and went to bed. So the nice thing about these patio doors today, the new ones, is they're easy to work with. Let's move to French doors. Now, personally, not my favorite door, and I'll tell you why. If you've ever owned a French door, the handles on the outside usually rust because they're in the elements. So if you ever look at a French door that's been outside for a long time, you usually got, let's say it's brass, for example. My old house had brass handles on the French door. One side was nice and shiny. The other side was nice and tarnished and rusted. So now I got to go buy a handle for the other side or have someone replace it like myself. Then it's nothing but headaches. So I tell people that's one of the reasons I don't like French doors, because of all the hardware that goes into it. Have you ever opened a French door? So one side is fixed, the other side is operable. Now you can open both doors, but there's a switch at the top of the door and the bottom of the door that shoots a little round cylinder in the top and the bottom. Now what happens, I was just on a restoration job last week. I was at a lady's house, and we're tearing all the flooring up, and I'm trying to get some airflow into the house. The house flooded, a pipe bust upstairs and flooded the whole, and I'm in there with the restoration guys trying to help them get everything cleaned up so we can get in there and do the remodel. And I'm trying to get this French door open, and the lever that gets that little cylinder from the top to push down to let that door release so I can kick both the doors open, get all that fresh air in there, it's broke. So now I got to figure a way to jimmy a screwdriver up, or a butter knife is what I end up using, and sending that up in the door and prying that little lever down to where it would release that door and I could open them doors up. That's why I hate French doors. Now, let's go to 2020 right now, where we're at with French doors. The new French doors have gotten a lot better. The cylinders are on a spring system. So they actually move down and they spring now. So the old ones were like in a little track, and if a track got stuck or anything got grime or anything got in there, you couldn't open it up or down. So it made it a nightmare. The new ones are getting a little bit better. I'm still not a big fan of French doors, but they're getting better, folks. So, if you're looking to put a French door in, do your due diligence and do your homework and go with either a Marvin, a Pella, or a Therma-Tru. Always recommend Therma-Tru. Very good products. I'm a big advocate for Therma-Tru because Therma-Tru gives you the value, but the thing is with Therma-Tru, you don't pay the price of a Pella or Marvin door. Now, don't get me wrong. Pella and Marvin, some of the best doors in the business. Pella, great door. I'm a Pella rep. I push Pella, but I tell people if you're looking to get a comparable door, you don't want to spend, let's say for example, you got a door that you don't want to spend $5,000 on it, and it's a nice French door. Pella's going to cost you $5,000 to $6,000 to put a nice French door in. If you want to put a Therma-Tru in, you can put a Therma-Tru in for about $3,800 to $4,000. Save yourself $1,500 to $1,800 like that. So that's what I try to tell people. If that's something that you're looking to save a few dollars and still put a quality door in, that's one of the things I promote. Now, don't get me wrong. If you want a Pella, I'll sell you a Pella. We'll sell you at Elegant Homes. We'll sell you whatever you want to make you happy, because at the end of the day, you're the customer. If you want a Pella, we'll sell you a Pella. But I always say if you're looking to save a few dollars, Therma-Trus are a very good product. So, and the nice thing about the French doors today, they also have the low E and argon gas, and they seal the doors up nice and tight for you. So everything is energy efficient, and you don't have to worry about, the window losing air infiltration down or the door losing air infiltration down the road and the seal breaking on you. So they do a great job at the factory putting these doors together. So So that is everything with doors today. I know we talked a lot about doors. So if you're looking this winter to button your house up, I'm going to remind you one more time. Get a good solid window in the home and a good insulated door. And that, folks, will save you literally thousands of dollars. Well, I'm your host, Don Reilly, and we look forward to coming to you every week and teaching you something about the home improvement business that can help you make your home elegant. So stay tuned to Elegant Homes, where we make your home elegant, one home at a time. We'll see you next time.